Hey everyone, Ian Stewart here. We've covered a lot of ground in this WaveLab Pro 13 series, from workflow improvements to new plugins and audio montage enhancements, but there are still more new features worth highlighting, and that's what we'll take a look at here. We're going to examine some further plugin improvements, workflow conveniences, and a few under-the-hood enhancements that round out this release. Let's get into it. First up, we have a handful of improvements related to plugins. I mentioned this briefly in the new plugins video, but most of WaveLab's included plugins now let you scale the interface independently of the main application. You'll find a magnifier icon in the plugin window header. Click that and you'll see a list of predefined scaling percentages. This is great when you want a larger view of a particular plugin without affecting the rest of your workspace. Your selection is saved per plugin, so it'll remember your preference the next time you load it. WaveLab 13 also brings wider VST3 compatibility, with improved support for plugins like SoundRadix Auto Align and TDR Simulathe. For those unfamiliar, Simulathe is a specialized tool used by vinyl cutting engineers. It builds a virtual 3D model of the groove geometry to help identify potential issues before cutting. In the past, it could be a bit hit or miss, or at the very least, time-consuming to get it really working in WaveLab. But Steinberg and Tokyo Dawn developers worked closely to get it working properly for this release. If you're cutting lacquers and have been waiting to use Simulathe in WaveLab, the wait is over. And one more plugin convenience, removing plugins is now simpler. Previously, you needed to hold a modifier key while dragging to remove a plugin, or use other methods which each required multiple clicks. But now you can just drag any plugin from an effects slot, whether that's in the master section, a clip, a track, or the output effects, and drop it anywhere in the main workspace to remove it. It's a small change, but it speeds things up. Moving on, let's check out a few workflow improvements that can save you time. Range selection via the marker ruler is a welcome addition. You can now create and adjust time selections directly from the marker ruler area, which is especially helpful when making selections near clip edges or when working with small track heights. Just hover over the marker ruler and you'll see a pencil tool appear, allowing you to define a selection range. Near the edges of existing ranges, you'll see a double arrow cursor, allowing you to adjust the start and end points. And to move an entire selection, you can hover in the middle of the range and drag when you see the hand cursor. This feature is on by default, but you can disable it in the preferences if you prefer the previous behavior. WaveLab 13 also expands how you can open files from the clipboard. Previously, you could copy files from Finder or Explorer and use open files from clipboard to bring them into WaveLab. Now, that same functionality has been expanded to work with text-based file paths. Copy a full file path from a document, spreadsheet, or anywhere else, and WaveLab will recognize it. You can open those files directly or paste them into a montage. You'll find this option in the Edit Window toolbar via the Open File icon, or in the Backstage view under File, Open Files from Clipboard. Another small but welcome change, the audio processing load bar in the transport area now includes a percentage readout. It's a simple addition, but it gives you a clear picture of how hard your system is working. Really helpful for keeping an eye on performance during complex sessions or troubleshooting just how much CPU a given plugin is using. Finally, a couple of improvements that are more about precision and quality. The audio file comparator now reports residual peak levels when differences are detected between two files. During comparison, WaveLab subtracts one signal from the other and measures the peak of what's left. This is particularly useful for verifying near-identical files. For example, comparing a processed 32-bit float file against a 24-bit PCM render might show a residual peak around -130 dBFS, indicating that while there are technical differences, they are, in fact, very small and likely subaudible. And for those of you working on high-resolution displays, WaveLab 13 includes improved waveform outline rendering on HDPI screens, resulting in cleaner, sharper waveform displays. So those are some of the additional new features in WaveLab Pro 13, from plugin scaling and improved VST3 compatibility to workflow conveniences and quality of life improvements throughout. And stepping back to look at the full picture, WaveLab 13 is truly a major leap forward for mastering. Dolby Atmos support might be the paradigm-shifting headline, but even if immersive audio isn't part of your workflow, there's so much here to love. Sidechain support for mastered stems and more. Tab synchro playback for instant A/B comparisons. New render options for stems and title groups, color rules for visual organization, multi-core rendering for faster outputs, a completely redesigned Master Rig 2, and more. So whether you're mastering singles, assembling albums, delivering stems, or diving into immersive audio, grabbing a copy of WaveLab Pro 13 becomes an easy choice. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the other videos in this series covering workflow features, new plugins, audio montage improvements, and more, all available over on the WaveLab channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.